Hey guys, um, last tutorial on HTML5 we discussed about several things. Um, we discussed about inline styles. We discussed about semantic tags. We discussed about um, uh, the comments in HTML5. We also discussed about the basic HTML skeleton. These are just for the basics of HTML5. And we did a little bit of CSS3. So that's just the basic of those two languages. Let's call them languages for right now. Okay. So um, in this tutorial, what we're gonna look at is um, external styling. Styling. You're gonna also look at internal styling. All right. We're gonna look at external and internal styling. All right. And internal styling. We're gonna also look at mm, what else can we look at? We look at several semantic tags, and we look at uh, basic CSS3 uh, syntax, and we look at several properties and values, and as we go by. So also the head tag, we're gonna look at something called meta tags. Meta tags. So first thing we're going to look at is semantic tags. Now for semantic tags, we've got basic CSS3 syntax. We're going to look at internal and external styling. Last time we looked at inline styling, right? And we're going to look at why you should use external and internal styling mostly when creating sites other than in inline styles. And we're going to also look at meta tags and the several attributes and values, the attributes take in meta tags, right? And we're going to look at what meta tags are in this tutorial. Okay, let's dive into it. Save that. Um, let's fire up our Sublime text. Let me notepad in check because we're going to use it. Okay, so I want us to create a new file, HTML file, desktop code file, and we're gonna place our file name inside this folder. So this is the folder where we're gonna place all our files and using HTML5 and CSS files. Right. So we're gonna call it page.html. Many web developers and web designers use the index.html as a way of naming the first uh, web page of your site, right? But since we're working with one page at this moment, we're going to use the page.html and we'll change index.html when we introduce other web pages in our site. So we're going to go continue creating a site um, that will contain tutorials and several things, and we're going to see how we're going to use several styling properties and values, and to create our HTML page. So the page.html will be our first page in this website. Save. We look at the document declaration that tells basically the web browser which version of HTML we're using. In this case, we're using HTML5 format. So we're going to use HTML5 format. and we just don't need to type the whole thing. We just generate a skeleton for us. And so we discussed about the declaration part, the HTML and closing block, and the header and the body. And inside the header tags, we have the title. So in HTML, pretty much you're gonna just gonna use tags, just like we said in the other tutorial. Tags are just like boxes that enclose other boxes that include other boxes. So we're gonna use in CSS3, you're gonna talk about parent and child tags, parent and child classes, and IDs, and so on and so forth. So in the last tutorial, we basically did a lot of headers and paragraphs, and sites out there don't do that. Okay, there is a skeleton that modern web developers and web designers use to develop sites. So there's this new concept that came about in HTML5 called the semantic tags. Semantic tags. So the semantic tags, we're gonna look at them right now. So I'm gonna introduce a new tag called the div tag. Another tag I'm gonna introduce is the header tag, and the other tag I'm gonna use is the section tag, and the other tag I'm gonna use is the footer tag. So pretty much in HTML 4.0, 4.01 and the HTML versions that preceded this version, many programs and web designers were using um, divs. So basically, you divide the page into divs and assign classes and IDs to sort up your work. But HTML5 introduced semantic tags since they realized the need of a header in each website. There will be a section where you write all your um, text and all your images that come with even all your videos. And there's a footer where you're gonna give like contacts, you're gonna have like copyrights and quotations and other things. So and reference too. So in the header tag, they realized that most header tags have navigation bars, right? So they introduced the nav tag. The nav tag in here, in order to have several options where you're gonna navigate through a page, we need to have the UL tag. The UL tag has been there, and the UL tag basically houses the LI tags. So the LI tags and the UL tags have been there around, okay? So this is what we call an ordered list, okay? Then unordered list. So U unordered and L for list. And this is the list items that you're gonna have in your list. Okay. So in the header tag, we can have the H1 tag that you're gonna say is code for coders. And let's append exclamation marks at the end of it. So in the list tag, we're gonna have page, and pretty much gonna have page and have page one, okay, page two and page three, right? In terms of our section and our footer section, and our footer and our section tag, we're gonna have code that is gonna enter here in the other part of our tutorial, okay? But for now, I'm just gonna show you external and internal styling and how to reference documents and various methods of referencing the document, right? So for now, we're gonna stick with the header. So this is just but a skeleton based on semantic tags. So if we view this in our browser, there's not much of a difference, right? So let's go back to where our code is, HTML5 page, and open with Google Chrome. I use Google Chrome for my tutorials. All right, code for coders and page 2 and 3. Page 3. So that's it. So mark this template. You're going to use it in other sites, and it's pretty much preferred by many employers because it dedicates it divides the code into three main sections where you have the header, the section, and the footer. Right. So inside the section tag, you have the tag introduced called article, and right beside the article, you may require an aside tag. Right. And inside the footer, let's say let me introduce something you're going to use maybe in other parts of this tutorial, the copyright symbol, and code for coders. And let's embed this in a p paragraph tag. You can embed it in a p tag or a span tag. It's just alright. Right. And you can view your site, your new pending site, new page site from web browser. Alright. So inline styles for you other type of video. Right? So in this video you're gonna use styles called the internal styles, right? And external styles at the end of this video. So internal styles are used by using tag named style. The style tag has an attribute called the type. The type attribute has a value called text and backslash and CSS. And it's a closed tag, so we have closing tag for it. So inside the style tags, you're gonna notice we have like a different environment, not the normal HTML format. Why? Because in this case, you can't put comments like we put comments in the other HTML format. So this is it. When you take this outside here, let's say you take it here, you realize it's a comment. But if bring it back in between the style tags, it does not apply. This is why. Why is this? It's because CSS3 has different ways of has different syntax, has a different lexical structure, and has different formats. So comment style for CSS3 is this. So CSS, not even CSS, just basically CSS3 commenting method. Basically, this type of comment can enclose all type of comments in here. You can close any type of comment in here, right? In the closing, this closing opening sign and this closing sign. Okay. So CSS takes type of structure. Let's call it syntax. It takes a syntax that requires several conditions to be met. First of all, we need a selector. A selector can either be a tag, can either be an ID, can either be a class, right? It also needs the declaration block. It also needs a declaration block that encloses the CSS stylings, and it also needs a property, and the property needs a value, right? So saying this here will, if you're a beginner, this doesn't really make sense to you, right? So I need to show you the syntax that you're gonna use. Basically, syntax will look like this: selector, right? Selector will then have an opening curly brace, closing curly brace. in between this in between this opening curly brace and the closing curly brace is what we call the declaration block. So inside the declaration block, we're gonna have the property. Let's say used color property, and the color property is going to be followed by a full colon, and after the full colon, you're gonna have the value of the property, and then you're gonna end it with a semicolon, right? So this is basically the structure of CSS, and trust me, you're gonna use CSS anytime you want to create a website. You need to use CSS or some version of framework of CSS, Bootstrap, and other versions of CSS. Just CSS is very good in styling. In fact, if you want your web page to be styled in appropriate manner and to be optimized for different screen sizes, CSS is needed. CSS is pretty much needed to do that, right? Let's not save that. So let's use a selector for our header tag. We want to change our header, our H1 tag to green, color green. So we have the selector, declaration block, we have the property, color, and the color will have red color. So if you refresh your page, you're gonna see the H1 tag header is H1 tag color is red, or color is red. So if you're in a different site and you can't access actually the HTML code, I'm gonna show you a way to see my HTML code outside of an editor and inside my browser, right? So you right click and you go to view page source, or you just control plus U. But now you're gonna have to use view page source. And the view page source is basically just going to show you the HTML document and how it looks like after it's been loaded in our web browser, right? So that's the basic HTML, CSS, and HTML thing, right? So I'm gonna introduce properties as we go on, more and more properties, and how we're gonna use the more and more properties to create a better, like a better view of the HTML page and so on, right? So the next thing I'm gonna introduce is what we call the ID and the classes. So basically, I'm gonna start with the classes, right? Let's give our main div class main div tag class of type main. So you have the class attribute. I'm gonna use the class attribute, and then in order to target the class attribute, the main attribute, you're gonna need the dot, the period, and then the class name main. And this code will alter our page, and every text in our page, since it's enclosed into the div tag, it will have a red color. So let's see if that's true. Right, it's true. Everything has a red color, right? Since it falls inside the div tag given the class main. The class main is our select in our CSS style tag, right? And parent, and let's talk about parent and child tags. So parent tags, div in this case happens to be parent of header. Header happens to be a parent of h1. H1 happens to be a child and not a parent of any tag. The nav happens to be a parent of ul, and ul happens to be a parent of li. So basically, whatever tag that is okay, if a tag is enclosed inside another tag, it's said to be a child of the tag, and the other tag is said to be a parent, right? In order to use them, in order to use them in our CSS, we need to select the parent and select the child. So you're gonna access the main, and after the main, you can access the header, right? Let's see if that's true, right? So the header tag has been accessed. You can see the footer has not been accessed. Okay, because this is the head, this is the footer, this is the section tag, this is the this is not the section tag, this is the this all of this is the header tag, right? So basically parental tags, that is how you access them. Alright, let's use the ID attribute. Let's enter section and give an article type of ID and say it's like book. And for it to look like it has books, we need to specify an ordered list. Use the UOL for the ordered list, and you're gonna use the li tags and say book one, book one, and just gonna copy paste the other parts and change the number, book one, book two, and book three. So basically, the ordered list is supposed to have a section is supposed to have an ordered list. So as you can see, the ordered list there and it has the numbers. So one, two, three is the ordered list. Okay, right. So ordered list has book one, book two, and book three. Okay, and you want to target all these books inside the article, right? So we're gonna have uh, use the ID, should not use the period. No, should use the hashtag, right? The hash, or let's not call it hashtag, call it hash. Use the hash and then select the ID, books, and the collection block, and the color, and give it navy, right? So you can see the book color has changed, right? So CSS can do a lot of things just other than colors and all that stuff, right? For example, you can specify a border for our article. So our article, let's say we have a border, and we have like 3 pixels of that border. Specify the size because everything in inside our page has a specific size, and as we progress, we're going to look at how to interchange the size, width, the height, and how to make it fit inside our browser and optimize it for different screens. All right. So the border takes 3 types of properties. It takes the size of the border. It takes the type of border, which in our case is solid, and it takes the color of the border. So let's give it which color? Uh, blue. Just just don't want to give it so much colors, right? So as you can see, we have given our website a color, right? And apart from that, we could give it so many properties. For example, box shadow. You can give it like 3 pixels and 3 pixels and 3 pixels, and you can give it black color, right? So you can see the specific type of border, and the border in the article has shadow. So when viewing, like when specifying pages and all the pages and sections of pages, you can use borders to outline a section, right? And to see which section does what, which section, and so forth, right? And you can also give a div tag, give a div tag. Let's move a header, give a div tag, a border, and let's give it the same properties but different color. So as you can see, we have the div tag that's enclosing all this, and inside is an article and so on. Right? Right. So in this video, we've looked at semantic tags, we have looked at inline styling, and the last thing I want us to look at is the external styling. So external stylings uh, are CSS, is the CSS file purely of CSS, and then integrated inside our HTML web page through a tab called the link. Right? So let's create a new. Uh, let's Control N and save this first. We're gonna save it in the same sector as where our page uh, file is, because currently we don't want to separate our CSS and pages and images and videos in different folders, right? Since we don't want to post, right? It's just an example. So mm, page CSS, right? Save it. This is the page.css, and you can see CSS is the type that you're going to deal with. So in this file, just the same as you've been doing. So here we can put the div tag. You can just copy and paste code. This code, right? Uh, here's the code, and after that, you can just comment this out, right? And comment the style out and introduce the link tag, and it takes the attribute rel and the type and the href. Basically, the href is the source of the path of our CSS file. So you're gonna use a relative referencing way, right? Or document referencing way. So you're gonna have like since it's the same directory as the page.html, you're gonna have page.css, right? And before you do that, I want us first to realize that once you commented that out, there's no styling for HTML document, right? And once we enter this page.css, voila, back uh, the way it was, right? This is because the link tag has linked our page.css file and embedded it inside our HTML file. And this is favorable because the page.css cannot be used in different pages that require the same styling, and there's no duplication of code. So that means less code but more work, right? And basically that's what I wanted to look at in this video. Thanks, and let's meet in the next tutorial. Have a nice time coding.